Now is the time to act. The time is now. For many of you, this has been the first physical conference in 2 years. I hope you enjoyed it. Many of you have been so happy to see each other again. We made some changes. We shortened the program a little bit. We made a little bit of more breaks in between, so there was time to mingle. I hope you can all enjoy some well-deserved rest now, because I've spoken to many of you that's like, oh, this has been overwhelming to be back at a physical conference. I want to point out some highlights of the last couple of days. Just for me, one of the highlights, the session about Ukraine with Meuleman and the coming hunger crisis that's going to engulf the world. The political instability that's going to come from that. We talked about climate. We talked about net zero. We talked about gender lens and gender lens bonds that are coming, but also about how these topics are integrally related. We talked about impact measurement and impact benchmarks. The work that Jin has been doing there is fantastic. We talked about aligning the interest needed so that we can all move the action of this world needs. We can move it forward. Now is the time to act. How do we align our investment portfolios with the SDGs? So many ways to think about it, so many ways to do it. Do we choose a few themes? Do we pick all the themes? Do we use a portfolio overlay strategy? Do we separate and make a special allocation? We'd love to help you think through all these topics. We've heard an example from Detailhandel today, one of my favorite sessions. A pension fund that has worked already at 50% SDG alignment in their portfolio, but also a 1% direct impact allocation. And we're very proud we've been able to help them with that. But also have a look at their website. They have a fantastic framework, fantastic resource to read. I think it's one of the best ones I've seen. We are sitting here right on the beach. And as a parting thought, I want you to think about how this is going to look 100 years from now. Because this will not be the coast. Amersfoort will be the coast. When you travel out to Schiphol, have a look. Think there's going to be 7 meters of water in 100 years at the airport. Picture that when you're flying out. Now is the time to act. I want to thank Jacob of Isimo for making the fantastic video he always makes for us. I want to thank Springroll Media, Avec, for all the AV work they both do. I want to thank Peter Borgdorf for moderating. And Peter Borgdorf's announcement years ago, PGGM want to invest 20 billion in solutions, and asking the question, how are they going to deploy that capital, is actually what inspired Phenix, different business lines and our activities, making big allocations for institutional investors possible and building the infrastructure needed for that. I want to thank all our partners and sponsors. You've been tremendous for us during the crisis. Thank you. But also, I want to thank, finally, the amazing team at Phenix for creating this fantastic conference. Give them a big applause. Thank you.